go. Really in control of this hole. Birdie yesterday and another opportunity on the way. These putts keep the round together. That's how you keep a round going, making from that distance. Well, Frank, as we arrive at the par 4 14th, just 345 yards, our players no doubt are looking for a little advice from a guy who's been there. You've done it at the highest level. What's the right play here?
Rich, after all these years, I think it's like a modified tee shot. And what I'm going to say with that is like a strong 3-wood, something that pitches around 270 and kicks 30 or 40 yards, finishes up about 20 yards short of the green. I think that's the best ploy. You won't be able to get at all the flags, but I think you'll play the hole under par for the week.
When's the right time to pull out the big driver and have a go at this green?
I don't think there is, but maybe you at home should try.
Midway through his back nine, could use this birdie here at the 14th. This one just requires a little bit of focus.
No problems there.
Yeah, keeps the round going, keeps the momentum on his side.
Now as we arrive at the par 5 15th hole here at Quail Hollow, 577 yards. Frank, I think a player has to be thinking about doing what Rory McIlroy did in 2010.
It's the last of the holes that you can really be aggressive on, Rich. So a good drive down here. I'm well aware of the fact that there's water on the left. This is a good chance to make something happen before you play the green mile.
And that's what McIlroy did. Hit a tracer, then a 5-iron, knocked it in for eagle, shot 62, and won for the first time on the PGA Tour.
This looks like it's going to find the target.
That is an excellent play right there. The approach, giving him another good look.
Well, that was a bold effort at eagle there, Frank.
Oh, you've got to applaud him there, then. You're going for eagle. There's no way he was going to leave it short.
Everybody loves him. Birdie on the card. At last, we have arrived at the start of one of the most daunting finishing stretches in all of golf. They call it the Green Mile, 16, 17, and 18 here at Quail Hollow. The 16th is a par 4, 508 yards, Frank.
And this hole was made even more difficult when they pushed that green further left to bring the water more in play with the second shot. I mean, it's a great par 4. It's strong in every single department.
This one looks right on point.
That will be a great look at birdie. Not a gimme, but well within his range. Good putt.
Chopped. I chalked on the eagle. Look at that lead, motherfuckers.
Frank, the 17th here at Quail Hollow. It is all you want.
And a bit more, actually. The only advantage the player has, it plays a little bit downhill. But when you look at the lake in front of you, if there's any swirling breeze out there, it just becomes a nightmare trying to choose the right club.
Sensational shot right there, Frank.
Oh, you start beating your chest after a shot like that. That's the best we've seen into this hole to date.
Nudge this one home, finish it up.
He's made it. Here we are, the 18th hole at Quail Hollow. Simply put, Frank, a player needs to hit maybe his best tee shot of the day.
I would agree with you, Rich. If you were to measure this hole from trees on the left to trees on the right, it's actually a really wide fairway or expansive land. But that creek that just meanders its way through the middle of this hole
380.
completely changes the nature of this hole. And consequently, you hit the nail on the head. If you don't hit a good tee shot, you will rack up something here. And I've got no idea how big it would be. Oh, solid strike right in the heart of the green.
Oh, can't hide the flagstick from that man.
Trying to make yet another birdie.
Yeah, I'm working my player up right now. It takes a while.
So all the scores have been posted
about a
for
full day
round
play,
number
I'd
2.
say.
Look who
Maybe
is
2
on
days
top
play.
of the leaderboard, Frank.
Yeah, with
Fucking
two very solid
throttling
rounds
the
of
fucking
golf.
pack.
Key right now, just stay out of your own way and keep it up. The pressure will start to build. We know that as you get closer to the end.
So I'm only overall 72. Get 100. Crushing them. I wanted that. I'm in first place. How about that?
This is EA Sports. Eagle Board coverage coming up next. Finishing stretch. They call it the Green Mile. And we are excited to bring you all of the tournament action.
I've had this. I accidentally, somehow my save game fucking went out. Came out.
It's teed up.
Frank, really good chance from this position to make a birdie.
Yeah, really the only thing he's looking at right now is the flag. This is a green light special.
Shit.
On the green. Oh. Getting set now over the putt.
Wow, that was so close, Frank.
Just time to forget that one. I mean, you couldn't hit that much better.
Good effort and good par putt.
I think I'll make the cut. How about that? How do you think?
Frank, a
I'll make
nice
it?
mix of opening holes here at Quail Hollow
so.
and the Wells Fargo
Wow.
Championship. Pretty short par 3 here at the
Was that
second.
what I needed?
180 yards side.
Well, you can hear it right off the center of the club face. This has a chance to be close.
Son of a bitch.
Just a case of a hole suiting the player's eye. Made the birdie yesterday, and he has a good chance to make another. And he has it.
A good putt redeems all.
Yeah, it's a lot easier for me to level up.
This is a strong
since
par
I've
4,
had it forever.
452 yards, the third hole. It's a good challenge, Frank.
It is big sweeping dogleg left. Actually in a straight line, it's 315, 320 yards to run out. So if you hit the ball further than that, it's going to have to draw. Otherwise, you'll be hitting in the rough on the other side. Still a lengthy shot into there on a green that actually has 3 different levels.
Good strike, good lie, good chance to attack the pin. Well, he's going to have to hit the same club a lot harder or just hit another one.
There's a big green, and they're going to use every inch of it.
Good chance now for a birdie. That was an outstanding play.
Oh, it's almost a guarantee there after that shot.
Okay, no problem with that.
It'll be like fucking 60 under when I get done.
Frank, this is a muscular par 4 here at just under 490 yards.
Muscular
The fourth at Quail
par
Hollow.
4.
A difficult
Killing
proposition.
It is, but fortunately that tee shot plays a little downhill. But one of the difficulties with the tee shot is the fairway
Killed
kicks
it.
from right to left. So it needs a good one to keep it on the fairway, and another green that has 3 different levels.
This is some drive. I'm reminded of the old Phillies baseball announcer, Harry Callis, who used to say, "That ball is out of here." Just a superb shot.
You're not going to see much better than that all day today.
Locked in on the read and the speed.
Be way more than 60 under fucking into this one.
Now to the first par 5 here at Quail Hollow, the 5th hole. It's 570 yards, and it would seem, Frank, that this tee shot sets up well for a guy like Rory McIlroy.
It does. Someone that hits it long and moves the ball right to left, and that's what you're going to have to do here. One of the main reasons for that is not necessarily the dog leg, but the fact that the fairway, Rich, slopes away from you. It slopes to the right and away. So that makes that tee shot so much more difficult.
Appears to be tracking well. Clip that one perfectly. It spins in there inside of 5 feet. Just a gorgeous shot. Just an amazing display. The records continue to fall.
Now set to tee off at the 6th. It is a long par 3, 250 yards.
We could take a little bit off for the downhill, but whichever way you look at it, it's still going to be a beefy par 3. Protected on the left by that front bunker, and if you sort of scoot one long, there's another bunker over there as well.
Good swing, good shot yet again. On the green, and looking at a birdie opportunity.
A long ass
Going to try
fucking par 3.
again here today. Had a nice birdie on this hole yesterday. Continues to amaze. Yet another birdie.
And the
What a day
driver
it's
for a
been.
fucking dude, guy. Jesus Christ.
Frank, there's a lot to chew on here as you get to the tee at the 532-yard par 5-7.
In today's game, 530 plus change you'd think is incredibly short. And look at the trouble in front of you. Water all the way down the right side and around that right side of the green. Bunkers left. This is not for the faint of heart.
Can't ask for much more here at the 7th. He has hit a good one. Frank, here we are at another par 5. Second shot to the 7th. Is it time to go pedal to the metal?
Yeah, this is the shortest of the 4 par 5s, and the second shot has to be respected. Left obviously isn't ideal, but it's still better than letting the ball go to the right.
Appears to be a smart shot, Frank.
Yeah, no problem here. That's going to fly all the way.
Superb shot.
Well, that's as good as it's going to get. There's going to be no worries about making that one.
He knew it right from the start. Just a poor putt.
That's bullshit. You got a fucking poor read on that. Still birdie.
And he has it for birdie. Frank, I
Killing my
love a
competition.
drivable par 4. In the modern power game, it really adds an element of excitement. And here we go at the 350-yard par 4-8.
Well, you're definitely going to love this one then, Rich, because it ticks all the boxes here. There's no water in play, just a few bunkers down the left and the one that protects the right side of the green. And you've got a really narrow green, so plenty of reward with minimal risk.
Frank, that ball's sitting up like it's on plush carpeting.
Rich, if you and I had lies like that every time, we'd still be playing this game for a living.
Very nicely done, right on the dance floor. Settles in over the putt. That's how you keep a round going, make them from that distance.
I'll be 70
Frank, this is a
under.
really good way to finish out the front side here at Quail Hollow. 495-yard par 4.
Yeah, it's the longest par 4 at Quail Hollow. Some say it might be the toughest. I'm not quite in that camp. And the reason why, that green slopes in from both sides, the left and the right. But you can see why good drivers have done well here, because there's a big reward for thumping a big, long, straight drive down here.
That's a good drive right there. Got all of it.
Did you hear the sound?
Steeply up the hill here. This is going to play very long. Appears to be what they call a commercial play. Very solid. Wow, Frank, he is dialed in.
Yeah, that was just some shot on that. Easy birdie.
Always love to hear the sound of the bottom of the cup. Rich Lerner alongside Frank Nobilo for EA Sports, back at Quail Hollow, getting set to kick off the backside. And the 10th is a good par 5, Frank.
It certainly is. Hole bends a little to the left. There's the bunkering down that left side that you've got to keep slightly right of. Second shot plays ever so slightly downhill to a rather narrow green. And if anything, you want to favor that left side.
Nice position, short grass, second shot.
Shortest of the par 5s. Holy shit. Oh, let's see if we can roll her up on there, I guess. Fuck me. You dare say for motherfucker. Oh, she's rolling.
Frank, this is a position where a player is absolutely licking his chops here. Good chance to make a birdie.
Yeah, this is when this game just looks like fun. Bunkers don't seem to be in play. The only thing you're really looking at right now is just the flag.
Birdie try up next. Frank, this is a player in full flight right now.
It looks too easy right now.
Back here at the par 4 11th at Quail Hollow, set to tee off. What's the right game plan here, Frank?
Oh, there's two really. That left bunker off the tee, it's about 265 yards to get it on the fairway, or 308 yards, 310 yards run out there. I've seen players just try and carry the bunker, sort of set up a short iron, and I've seen players like Rory McIlroy just try and blast a driver with a hook on it. Both strategies have worked.
That is tasty looking right there, Frank. Just a perfect spot in the fairway.
That is prime real estate. How do you get a lie like that? Seriously, you could hit any club from there.
Son of a bitch roll.
Put a birdie on the card here yesterday, don't forget. Birdie try again here today. This can be a cruel game at times. He'd settle for par here. Putt for par. He needs one. Frank, a par here, that's just fine. Frank, I think the mark of a good golf course design, changing directions. We go from a right to left hole, now at the 12th, to a left to right hole.
Yeah, there's no two holes at Quail Hollow that look the same. And this one's slightly downhill. Fairway tilts a little bit to the right, and it's a bit of a sleeper. And plus you add in on top of that 450 yards plus. This is a fairway that has to be hit. Well, a hard hole after that tee shot has now become an easy hole.
It's the great equalizer. When you can drive the golf ball, Frank, just like that, boy, it opens up so many avenues, and he'll have plenty to choose from here. Looks good. Chance to make a birdie. This one looks like it's headed right for the middle of the dance floor, Frank.
Rather nice shot, I would say.
Well, that is an exceptional shot on the green and in position for a birdie.
Yeah, it's a formality now.
In for birdie. Here we are at the par 3 13th hole. It's 210 yards. What does it take here, Frank?
It's one actually where you'd rather be conservative than aggressive here. And the reason why is this green tends to roll off at the back and the front and the middle there. So just something that pitches more in the central part of the green is really what's required.
Beautiful shot. That is tight.
Unbelievable. That is one to savor for the rest of the round.
Been pretty good all day from this distance. Just trying to take care of business.
made it. Wow, Frank, this is a really good little par 4, isn't it, the 14th?
It is, and this is where one of those strong 3-woods comes in. The last 50 or 60 yards is the ball kicks down and towards the left, and it sounds like an aggressive play, but like a hard 3-wood trying to run it down there is actually not a bad play.
Is it drivable?
It is drivable, but it's whether it's worth the risk.
Son of a bitch.
Drivable par 4, not for most in this field, but for this guy, yes, he has just knocked it on. What a shot.
Well, that takes the strain off the next one.
Good lag putt right there for birdie. Good putt. Now as we arrive at the par 5 15th hole here at Quail Hollow, 577 yards, Frank, I think a player has to be thinking about doing what Rory McIlroy did in 2010.
It's the last of the holes that you can really be aggressive on, Rich. So a good drive down here. I'm well aware of the fact that there's water on the left. This is a good chance to make something happen before you play the green mile.
And that's what McIlroy did. Hit a tracer, then a 5-iron, knocked it in for eagle, shot 62, and won for the first time on the PGA Tour. Well, that was a beautiful drive, Frank. Really good position to take advantage.
Sitting up beautifully in the fairway.
Frank, he could make eagle right here with a really good approach shot.
Yeah, well within his reach, too. And, Rich, if we just sit back and relax here, I think we're going to see perhaps a very good look at eagle coming up.
This one looks right on point. Really in control of this hole. Birdie yesterday and another opportunity on the way. Not a gimme, but well within his range.
Wow, Nate's eagle makes everybody else look sort of average, Frank.
And look at the size of that lead on the leaderboard now.
This is the start of what some say is the toughest finishing stretch on the PGA Tour. It's known as the Green Mile. Frank, what makes it so challenging?
Well, this hole in particular, Rich, the dogleg right, it means it plays every inch of it's just over 500 yards. That bunker you can see down the right, 325 yards to carry that. If you can fly the ball that far, at least you can chew off 2/3 of this hole, and that is well required here. Otherwise, it's a long, long second shot.
Good swing, good shot yet again.
That was a solid strike and a good result. Trying to make yet another birdie. Just singes the edge, Frank.
Yeah, but at least he's burning the edges. You know you're hitting good putts.
Just an amazing display. The records continue to fall.
Frank, putting such a crucial part of the game. That's where you make your score.
Everybody sees a putt differently. Some people like to putt to a spot. Some people imagine the whole line. But one thing that they both look at is where the ball will go into the hole. In other words, a right to left putt won't go in the front. It'll go in the right side.
Appears to be a smart shot, Frank.
Yeah, no problem here. That's going to fly all the way.
Oh, can't hide the flagstick from that man.
Some tester from 4 feet.
Continues to amaze. Yet another birdie, and what a day it's been. Here we are, the 18th hole at Quail Hollow. Simply put, Frank, a player needs to hit maybe his best tee shot of the day.
I would agree with you, Rich. If you were to measure this hole from trees on the left to trees on the right, it's actually a really wide fairway or expansive land. But that creek that just meanders its way through the middle of this hole completely changes the nature of this hole. And consequently, you hit the nail on the head. If you don't hit a good tee shot, you will rack up something here. and I have got no idea how big it would be.
Great way to finish off the final approach shot with a birdie opportunity.
And he has it for birdie. There you have it. Round 3 is finished, and it was a good one, Frank.
Yeah, after 3 rounds in, you really could start to see who could take home the trophy when it's all said and done. Great play, though, up until this point. Round 4 should be an absolute thriller.
Day 3 in the books. Day 4 final round coming up. Smoke a little weed.
EA Sports is proud to present today's PGA Tour coverage. Thanks for joining us here today in Charlotte, North Carolina for the final round of the Wells Fargo Championship. Frank, what do we have out here today?
I don't have it on
history has a chance of repeating itself. Remember those great closing rounds by Rory McIlroy? That 62, that was one of the best rounds ever shot that year, back in 2010. And of course, that
if it's easy,
Ricky
that should drop right exactly where I hit it out right there.
World #1. Rory McIlroy with that stunning drive down the finishing hole and brilliant wedge to a tight flag.
It went way over.
It can give it, it can take it away. But for us, from where we're sitting, Rich, we'll enjoy it.
No doubt about it. Paying attention like a little kid at school, Frank. That baby's sitting up.
Sitting up. It's got the best view as well. You don't even need binoculars from where that ball is.
Another good swing, and it looks like, Frank, another really good shot. Good chance now for a birdie. That was an outstanding play.
Oh, it's almost a guarantee there after that shot. Great start.
Killing them, sons.
Frank, a nice mix of opening holes here at Quail Hollow in the Wells Fargo Championship. Pretty short par 3 here at the second.
180-yard shot. We'll play more like 175 for the half a club downhill. There's much more green on that right side. If you're not too sure what club to hit, then you should stay away from that left side.
I mean, that's how the game is played, right there.
He's just making it look so easy. That birdie coming up, formality.
Nudge this one home, finish it up. Great shot. Get the birdie.
Wonder if I'll make the cut.
Third hole now. It's a par 4, 452 yards.
Big sweeping dogleg left, and the fairway actually goes in the opposite direction of the dogleg. Must hit a good tee shot for 2 reasons. One, to find the fairway, and also the length of this hole, over 450 yards.
Look at that fucking monster. Son, over the
good
trees.
Strike, good lie. Good chance to attack the pin. Well, he's going to have to hit the same club a lot harder or just hit another one. What a shot.
Oh.
Perfectly placed right next to the hole.
Oh.
Birdie here yesterday. Time to do it again today. Simple.
That Reggie fucking made my fucking ball straight.
But one that you need to make.
Made my ball straight.
Now to the 4th hole here at Quail Hollow, just under 490 yards.
Yeah, they used to have the tee on the right side, which actually made that tee shot very uncomfortable. When they put the new tee box in on the left side, it's a little easier to hit that fairway because that fairway slopes from right to left. Rich, that was a heat-seeking missile. That is out there.
And they make it look so easy, and we know it isn't, but When you hit tee balls that long and that straight, it does make the game kind of simple. Stuck the follow through right there. This could be really good. And that's how you play the game, right there. This for birdie. Frank, in today's modern game where players are hitting it so far, I always feel like one of the more exciting holes is a reachable par 5, and here we are at the 5th, 570 yards.
Yeah, this is reachable providing you hit a good drive. Otherwise, it becomes very awkward on the layup. Sort of often threading the ball out of trees and just trying to find some sort of third shot.
Found the fairway.
Big advantage with a good tee shot here.
Nice long tee shot there and a good lie, Frank. Seems to like it. Looks like it's headed for the green. This hole really sets up well for the player. Birdie yesterday, a chance for another one today. Settles in over the putt. Oh, dude, that's an eagle. Frank, this is where you know that players like Bubba Watson, Dustin Johnson, Rory McIlroy are playing a different game than guys like me. They step up to this 250-yard par 3 and they might hit a 5-iron. It is a little downhill, but they might be with a middle iron where a lot of us would be with a driver.
Well, you see the advantage of that power on this very hole, not just because of the length they got to hit it, but the green they're heading into. This green slopes off in both directions, right and left, so you have to land on the middle of the green. So, yeah, it's a big advantage if you can go at this hole with like a 5-iron.
And he has it.
A good putt redeems all.
Frank, there's a lot to chew on here as you get to the tee at the 532-yard par 5-7.
In today's game, 530 plus change you'd think is incredibly short. And look at the trouble in front of you. Water all the way down the right side and around that right side of the green. Bunkers left. This is not for the faint of heart.
Nothing to argue about there, right in the fairway. Slight waggle, relaxed arms, ready to go. Frank, I have to say I've been impressed by the level of golf today. Really came out here with a solid game plan and executed.
I agree. We've seen some great shots out there, and I'm excited to see how the rest of the round plays out.
Might go deep here in the red numbers. Just a sensational shot, and he will have that for an eagle.
Amazing. Just like that, pick up 2.
And his third here at the par 5. That's the idea for a modern power game. It really adds an element of excitement. And here we go at the 350-yard par 4-8.
Well, you're definitely going to love this one then, Rich, because it ticks all the boxes here. There's no water in play, just a few bunkers down the left and the one that protects the right side of the green. And you've got a really narrow green, so plenty of reward with minimal risk.
This requires a lot of speed through the ball. And it makes the green in regulation. So the dominant performance continues.
Yeah, we're watching 2 tournaments right now, the one at the top and the rest.
I give it 75, 70.
Here we are at the 9th hole at Quail Hollow, 495-yard par 4. Frank, it is the longest par 4 on the golf course. Is it, in your estimation, the toughest?
I think the green stops it from being the toughest, Rich, because it does kick in from either side. But when you see holes like this, there's no surprise why the Rory McIlroys and the Ricky Fowlers have won around here. This is just a great driving par 4.
That appeared to be a good strike right there, Frank.
Oh, good. It's just towering. Look at that, hanging in the sky.
Wow, smoked that tee shot. Frank, uphill shot. What did you like to do on a play like this?
The biggest thing really is to try and work on your balance. You've got to make sure you get through the shot and normally take an extra club. Should be safely on deck.
Ooh, almost drawing it back in.
Shot on the green and in position for a birdie.
Yeah, it's a formality now.
Oh, yeah, he's made it for a birdie.
Not mode.
Well, that was a nearly flawless performance on the front side, but Frank, we know it's an 18-hole game, isn't it?
That's right. Now's not the time to pat yourself on the back.
That is a monster hit right there. He carried that more than 350 yards.
A monster fucking landing. God damn.
Good chance at one.
Son of a bitch.
And a chance for eagle after that perfectly played shot. Standing over this putt, concentrating on the read. Oh my gosh, that hurts.
Birdie.
Really likes this hole. Made birdie yesterday. Can he do it again today? He's made it.
A monster fucking par 5. I cracked the
Back
first
here
one,
at the
too.
par 4 11th at Quail Hollow, set to tee off. What's the right game plan here, Frank?
Oh, there's
Cracking.
two really. That left bunker off the tee, it's about 265 yards to get it on the fairway, or 308 yards, 310 yards run out there. I've seen players just try and carry the bunker, sort of set up
Son
a
of a
short arm,
bitch.
and I've seen players like Rory McIlroy just try and blast a driver with a hook on it. Both strategies have worked.
Frank, we remember what Rory McIlroy did here in 2010, his first PGA Tour victory, a
Can't see my fucking
62 in the
shot.
final round. It was also the first victory for Ricky Fowler.
Yeah, and oddly enough, it was in a playoff, and in that playoff, Ricky just pulled out a driver and smashed it down there, then hit a sand iron to that front left flag. Basically the gimme distance. Not only
Fucking
did he win
holy
the
shit.
playoff, but he beat Rory McIlroy, the then world #1 in DA points.
I can't even see my
And
shot.
that was the same Ricky Fowler that, remember, in the playoff in 2015 for the Players' Championship, drove the ball in equally daunting fashion over those 3 playoff holes at TPC Sawgrass.
That was an awkward shot.
Safely on the dance floor.
There's 75 for me, probably.
Par here's fine, isn't it, Frank?
Fuck.
Par 4 12 here at Quail Hollow, 456 yards. Frank, break it down for us.
Well, there's no fairway bunkers either side, so you feel like there's nothing
Oh,
to
shit.
work the ball off, and consequently, it's very
We
easy
in the
to sink it in the rough on the left
trees.
or the right.
We in
and
the
that makes that
trees.
second shot so much more difficult going up the hill. This is one hole that you have to pick a line on. You really have to know your line off the tee. There's a nice big tree down there in the distance. That's the one you want to work it off.
On no, look out, Frank. I think he flushed that one.
Oh, this is going, gone.
Wow, lucky break right there, Frank.
Yeah. That's what everyone else is going to say, except him.
Just an
Recovery,
amazing
bitches.
display. The records
Recovery.
continue to fall.
I need to hit this bowl
Now,
or
the
something.
par 3, 13th hole. Frank, this one 210 yards.
Very, very good par 3. This is actually a big green. It's 37 yards deep, but it actually plays small. Has a front right portion. There's a roll-off area in the middle, and there's a roll-off area in the back. So don't be deceived by the size of this green. You better be pitching that tee shot right bang in the middle.
I like the looks of this one. Just a case of a hole suiting the player's eye. Made the birdie yesterday, and he has a good chance to make another one today. This one just requires a little bit of focus. Continues to amaze. Yet another birdie, and what a day it's been. Well, Frank, as we arrive at the par 4 14th, just 345 yards, our players no doubt are looking for a little advice from a guy who's been there. You've done it at the highest level. What's the right play here?
Rich, after all these years, I think it's like a modified tee shot. And what I'm going to say with that is like a strong three-wood. Something that pitches around 270 and kicks 30 or 40 yards, finishes up about 20 yards short of the green. I think that's the best ploy. You won't be able to get at all the flags, but I think you'll play the whole.
Oh, what an incredible shot. Now we come to the really interesting 345-yard par 4 14. Frank, I'm thinking that if you're leading, you're probably not going to try to drive this and take on the risk with the water on the left. But if you're behind, you have a chance to make up some ground.
Yeah, I have it written in my yardage book, Rich, on this hole. Only good and bad things happen with a driver. Nothing in between. That was nuclear.
Nuclear.
This could be a huge momentum swing here, Frank.
Yeah, one more
Momentum
good
swing.
swing,
I'm
and
fucking
there's
had the
gonna be an
momentum
eagle
the
putt
whole
coming up.
game.
I know you don't want to get ahead of yourself, but it is well on the cards.
Well, this one should be safely on deck here. Couldn't have done much better than that. An eagle is very possible. Frank, how rare would this be if this putt drops?
Well, this is I'd like to say once in a lifetime, but on the odd occasion we do see back-to-back eagles, but it's certainly
Well, get me a
something
75.
This is the start of what some say is the toughest finishing stretch on the PGA towards known as the Green Mile. Frank, what makes it so challenging?
Well, this hole in particular, Rich, the dogleg right, it means it plays every inch of it's just over 500 yards. That bunker you can see down the right, 325 yards to carry that. If you can fly the ball that far, at least you can chew off 2/3 of this hole, and that is well required here. Otherwise, it's a long, long second shot.
Well, you can hear it right off the center of the club face. This has a chance to be close. Can't hide the flagstick from that man.
No, you can't.
Locked in on the read and the speed. Drops for a birdie. Frank, this is all you want in a par 3, especially late in the round. You have to carry the water. You have to deal with the
This
pressure.
is ridiculous.
At 221 yards, this requires a player's very best.
On the process of elimination, don't go long, don't go left, don't go short, and right is marginal. It doesn't leave you with much.
Appears to be a smart shot, Frank.
Yeah, no problem here. That's going to fly all the way.
Good putt.
Continuing his fine flight. Another beautiful approach shot.
See if he can go one better than yesterday when he made par. This putt for birdie. Good putt.
And I get my 75.
Here we are, the 18th hole at Quail Hollow. Simply put, Frank, a player needs to hit maybe his best tee shot of the day.
I would agree with you, Rich. If you were to measure this hole from trees on the left to trees on the right, it's actually a really wide fairway or expansive land. But that creek that just meanders its way through the middle of this hole completely changes the nature of this hole. And consequently, you hit the nail on the head. If you don't hit a good tee shot, you will rack up something here. And I've got no idea how big it would be.
Seems to like it. Looks like it's headed for the green. What a display of shot making this has been, Frank.
That incredible approach shot there. The easiest of birdies coming up.
75 under, motherfuckers. Never heard of. Never heard of.
Frank, year in, year out, the Wells Fargo Championship is one of the best on the PGA Tour. This year, it didn't disappoint.
No, it didn't. For a number of reasons, really. The quality of the field, Rich, but more importantly, from my point of view, the quality of the golf. Quail Hollow extracts the best out of a player.
And I'm
It
only
demands
fucking
it.
50 out of 100.
And we saw that today.
For my
Halfway
partner,
there.
Frank Nobilo, and all of us here at EA Sports,
only
I'm
getting
Rich Lerner
better.
saying so long until next time.
I get an upgrade of my stats here. Level 50. Hornsby McPeters. Pay me, bitches. Look at this leaderboard on the FedEx Cup, though. Look at this leaderboard. It's fucking one fucking way. Me. I just started last tournament doing all 18 holes. You got 4,000 points behind me. God. $21 under 51. Closeout victory. Hell yeah. After heat bonuses. Give us some power. Where's the power? Up and down. 88. 93. There we go. Anything better than 93. Nope. Going for all power until the end. I gotta get rid of the shirt. That's terrible. Look at the fucking neon bandit. With fucking different colored fucking gloves on. My neon yellow pants. That's what I want. There's no neon yellows. Oh, snooky. Get the gloves. You can't see me. But they look like construction crew. Yeah. Players Championship. We'll have a fucking hell of a long game now. Hell of a long game. Fucking John Daly up that motherfucker.
NBC Golf Channel on EA Sports, in association with the PGA Tour, proudly presents the season-long race for the FedEx Cup.
APC
Today,
Sawgrass.
it's live opening round coverage of the players.
See what they got for me here. Damn. 4.
Frank, did you hear the sound of that coming off the club face?
It was like a cannon.
Well, that's just how you envision it.
Yeah,
You walk
fucking
to the first
smoking
tee,
cigars and
high
cigarettes
deep,
and stuff.
right in the middle of the fairway. Good way to start.
Fucking
Frank,
Jack,
this is a position where the
Jackie
player is
Coke,
absolutely
fucking
licking his chops here. Good
Ron
chance
White
to make
out
a
there.
birdie.
Yeah, this is when this game just looks like fun. Bunkers don't seem to be in play. The only thing you're really looking at right now is just the flag.
Appears to be what they call a commercial play. Very solid. Beautiful shot. That is tight.
Unbelievable. That is one to savor for the rest of the round. A few more birdies like that, Rich, you never know.
Swartzel.
Placed on the
Swartzel
podium.
only on 13 already.
10
Fucking Wilcox
right now.
already 18 out. Fuck. Well,
Second hole
ranked-
here at
Probably
Sawgrass.
ranked 9 now.
32-yard par 5. Frank, considered one of the easier holes on the golf course. Is that right?
Yeah, you don't have to hit it miles down there. Anything that turns a little to the player's left certainly helps. There are some trees down the left side. Just want to avoid those.
He makes a great pass at the golf ball. It's powerful, but it's rhythmic at the same time. That is a fantastic long shot.
There's no way he could hit that without a tail breeze. Surely that breeze had to help there.
This could be a good one.
Shit, they're rolling.
Crucial eagle attempt on the way. Not a gimme, but well within his range. Sensational effort, an eagle, and now a good move.
Oh, up to fucking 4 already. 9 to 4.
Interesting to see if that gets a little attention.
So
Go
we started
for
with
you,
par 4,
Swartzel.
then a par 5, and now the 177-yard par 3 third hole. Plenty of hazards here, Frank.
You really break this green up into 3 portions: front left, front right, and that back, just on top of the ridge.
That will be a great
Look at
looking
bounce on
birdie.
that shit.
And getting
course
ready
it's
for the
bouncy.
putt. And with that birdie, moves to third place. And now let's go down to the action at the 4th. Frank, this is a very nice start to the round. Couple of birdies on the scorecard, looks extremely solid.
Yeah, it looks well poised actually to have a very good round today.
That's a good spot right there.
Center cut.
Good strike, good lie, good chance to attack the pin. Frank, this is the way you
So I
draw
like
it
this
up.
game
This is how
because
the
you
game's
can
supposed to
actually
be played.
fucking
Yeah, so
chill
far,
out and
everything
play
going
it.
according to plan.
Drink beer if you want to, smoke a joint. Fucking.
Safely on deck.
Terrific golf shot. And now,
Especially if you're
that
playing against
for
somebody
an
else
easy
going back and
birdie.
forth.
Frank going for another birdie here.
Just to get on a real roll.
You get the sense now with that birdie that our young star, so explosive, is setting himself up for a big weekend run. 5th hole, good par 4, isn't it, Frank?
If ever a hole was built for Lee Trevino, who used to love to cut it, this would be the hole. It just looks and screams for a shot that's hit left to right. And that's the only way really to avoid bunkers left and long, and that one that's all the way down the right side. Rich, there's great drivers of the ball. We've seen Norman, Nicholas over the years, but that there is just excellent. Lovely full turn, plenty of power, and just piped it.
Made it look easy right there, and he's such a good-looking player. When he's dialed in, swinging the way he is right now, just a pleasure to watch. Oh, just a superb shot.
You're not going to see much better than that all day today.
That was a nice birdie, and no
First
doubt
place,
he's feeling pretty good about his position on this leaderboard.
A series of good holes in a row has got him to this point.
Frank, this isn't a hole that sort of jumps out at you the way, say, 17 does.
Yeah, a lot of times people will just sort of gloss over it, but anytime you get a par 4 into 400 yards, it's a great opportunity. But once again, a positional hole. Take advantage of it.
Frank couldn't ask for anything more.
Just the lie there, too. It is sitting up like it's teed up.
Frank, now the second shot here at hole number 6.
Yeah, not overly long, but be very aware of these palm trees that are short. Many a shot's caught those trees coming into this green.
You can't hide the flagstick from that man.
He is just unbelievable, that never deviated offline.
Has it down to 7 under for the tournament.
First place, uncontested.
7th hole here at TPC Sawgrass, generally placed into the wind, one of the stadium course's most difficult greens to hit, Frank.
It's a really weird tee shot here. You have those 3 little pop bunkers down the right, and then that bunker that meanders once again all the way down the left side. The bunker that's just slightly right of the canal. Very awkward angle off the tee.
Good tee shot right in the fairway and plenty long. Frank, really good chance from this position to make a birdie.
Yeah, really the only thing he's looking at right now is the flag. This is a green light special.
This has been just a pure display of ball striking all day long. Has not missed a single green. Every one in regulation. Just continuing to play some really good golf. 8 under
Hammering
par
down,
for the
son.
championship.
Hammering down.
TPC Sawgrass, the fabled
Get that
stadium
separation.
course designed
God,
by the
it's a
legendary
fucking three.
Pete Dye. Rich Lerner alongside Frank
Fucking
Navalo.
3-wood.
Here at the 8th, Frank,
No way.
most players are happy walking out of here with a par 3.
And the reason why, it's a very narrow entry to this green. It's just littered with bunkers around, left, behind, to the side, and even short. Once you get further up the green, though, even though this is sort of an undulating green, it starts to widen up. So don't get trapped into just looking at the front of this hole.
That's a long-ass shot.
Solid
Almost a
shot here
fucking
into
wood
the
shot off
eighth
the
hole.
fucking...
Good chance now for another birdie.
Man.
Just an
I've got max
amazing
power,
display.
too.
The records
Dear
continue to
Lord,
fall.
that'd be hard for somebody fucking more accuracy than me.
Frank, I think this is one of the most fascinating holes on the golf course. The 583-yard par 5 ninth hole.
With technology now, a lot more players can reach this par 5 and 2. Gone are the days where it was a true three-shotter, but I remember when Sergio Garcia hit that 3-wood from, what was it, 270, 280 yards? Still one of the best shots I've ever seen.
Great strike and a great result. Sitting up, good chance to attack the flag. Playing his second shot here at the par 5.
What the fuck? Okay. I see, says the blind man.
This has really been impressive. Started off slowly, just didn't have a whole lot, but kind of hung in there, fought when it wasn't going their way, and now here they are with a few birdies, really playing well at the closing stretch. Frank
That's a
hit
hard
the
one to
green,
hit.
but just didn't have enough backspin.
Yeah, you wonder what he was thinking on that.
A little bit of roll, a little bit of roll. Oh, fuck me!
Birdie try up next. Getting something over
No,
the putt.
stolen. Stolen. Stolen fucking valor right there.
Well, there's impressive, and then there's mind-boggling. We're at mind-boggling now. 10 under
Mind-boggling.
par. Setting up to start the back
Mind-boggling.
9 here, and if it's anywhere near as good as the front 9, Frank Hill be very happy with his score at the end of the day.
Yeah, the hardest thing right now is to just keep doing the same thing without focusing on the score.
Looks to be a good setup going into the green here at the 10th. Second shot now at the 10th, and again, Frank, accuracy is at a premium.
Yeah, gone are the days to sort of thrash it out of the trees like Phil Mickelson. Ideally, coming out of that fairway, you're hitting to a green that moves to the right, so that makes it a little bit more difficult than what the mind's eye first sees.
This is a good-looking shot. Wow, Frank, he is dialed in.
Yeah, that was just some shot on that. Easy birdie.
Pretty much doing everything right this week. 11 under for the tournament.
Getting that
Let's go to
separation
the
that I
11th
need.
now. It's a par 5 and a fun hole, Frank. You can make anything from 3 to 7 here.
And that's why, as the start of the back 9, especially on a Sunday, this becomes such a pivotal hole to start a run. Big body of sand down the left side that sometimes the longer hitters can get close to with the tee shot, but really it's the second shot. If you can reach this par 5 and 2, it's a very narrow green. The layup, well, it's actually an awkward layup, Rich, because you've got to push that ball to the left side, almost like a zigzag approach.
What a shot. Setting up for an eagle here. Shouldn't be a problem here. I mean, almost hard to believe. 13 under already. Up now, hole number 12. It's a short one, 358 yards, par 4.
This can catch you off guard. If you just try and hit the ball on the fairway, if you're on the middle of the fairway, the left side, you will have a blind second shot. So ideally, hit it down that right side of the fairway if you want to see the flag.
Paying attention like a little kid at school, Frank. That baby's sitting up.
Sitting up, it's got the best view as well. You don't even need binoculars from where that ball is.
superb shot.
Well, it's as good as it's going to get. There's going to be no worries about making that one.
Count it. That's a birdie. Hole number 13 here at Sawgrass. Tricky 181-yard par 3.
You don't have to hit directly at this flag. When that flag's at the back there, you can use the contours. When it's on the left, once again, you can use the ridge in the middle of the green. Matter of fact, one of the hardest hole locations is when it's in the front right, because that's when you have to be perfect.
Stuck the follow through right there. This could be really good. On the green, and looking at a birdie opportunity. Locked in on the read and the speed.
You love to watch him disappear, don't you?
I had two people watching me for a second. I thought I was going to be famous.
14th hole, 481-yard par 4, ranking second in difficulty, Frank.
Yeah, this one always gets overlooked, Rich. You've only got to flick the drive a little left, and all of a sudden your round just gets completely wrecked. Ask Vijay Singh. It cost him a Players' Championship. Many a player there has dealt with that left side. You will pay the price.
Excellent drive, Frank, right where you want to be. Frank, halfway home on maybe the toughest par 4 in the golf course.
Yeah, for some reason, for such a big green, it's always hard to get that second shot close. There's a big green, and they're going to use every inch of it.
Good chance now for a birdie. That was an outstanding play.
Well, it's almost a guarantee there after that shot.
Back to the TPC Sawgrass, the 15th hole. It's a par 4 as we make our way to this finishing stretch. And Frank, what's in store for the players here?
Another one of those par 4s around 450 yards. Ideally hit it tee shot down the right side, keeping it away from that bunker, but that's a flat bunker down the right with no lip, so it's still not too bad. Biggest problem here is that green. So many undulations on this green.
Long drive, but a bad lie.
Wicked.
Bad lie. That's in the first cut. Good. We good.
On the green in regulation. Continues to amaze. Yet another birdie. And what a day it's been. Frank, I think one of the things that fans love about this gauntlet, 16, 17, and 18, each hole has that sort of hold your breath moment. Certainly 17, we know when that ball's in the air, you're holding your breath. Is it wet or dry? 16, same on that second shot. You're holding your breath wondering, where is it? Right in the water or left with a chance for 3?
That's why you don't want to get too sloppy on that tee shot. A lot of people look at 16 because there's a wide fairway and they think just get it down there. The extra 10 or 15 yards, there's a little ridge down that left side. If you catch that, the ball will kick good 20 yards further forward. 20 yards is 2 clubs. I'd much rather go into 17 with a 4-iron than a 2-iron.
Not looking good, Frank.
I think it's wet.
I think it's wet.
Lucky break right there, Frank.
Yeah.
Fucking wet.
That's what everyone else is going to say, except him.
Motherfucker don't even know what golf is.
Get in. Eagle.
I'm on point to get a fucking 80.
Frank, it's the moment that makes it tough, isn't it right?
Yeah, you've
I
made
get
that
an
walk
80.
from 16 green. It's 80 yards to the tee here. So as you walk along and if your eyes venture to the right, you see it all in front of you. You see the crowd behind and you realize this is the shortest par 3 on the golf course. But you also, if you think a little too hard, everything that you've seen over the years flashes through your mind.
Appears to be a smart shot, Frank.
Yeah, no problem here. That's going to fly all the way.
Oh, can't hide the flagstick from that man. Just needs to keep it steady here over the putt. Simple, solid, and he'll take it.
But one that you need to make.
Now to the final hole here at TPC Sawgrass, 462-yard par 4. Frank, is this one of the toughest finishing holes in the sport?
It is, because the simple reason you played 17 holes.
With fire
and the
going
job
down the
isn't done
ridge
yet.
of the water. 7.
Oh, he loves that one. You can see it. This one is high, it is deep, and it is gone. Well, this one should be safely on deck here. Great way to finish off the final approach shot with a birdie opportunity. Good putt. Well, Frank, round 1 in the books. Look who's on top of the lead.
Look at that lead, a
And that's with
14-stroke
some
lead
strong play
after one
today.
day.
They don't really need to look back. Strong play heading into the second round tomorrow.
Short putting.
NBC Golf Channel on EA Sports, in association with the PGA Tour, proudly presents the season-long race for the FedEx Cup. Today, it's live second-round coverage of the Players.